So you're playing around with some press-on tips. Want to take it to the next level and have a little fun? Aren't these adorable? Let me show you how I can get that look. And I've got a couple of easy ways we can get that look. So let me see. We're going to start with our tips. So I want to choose the tip that I want first. I've done these fingers, so I'm just going to show you how to do the one. I'm going to use my Susie's Quick Tips from my Quick Tip Kit. I'll try to say that fast. Now in these boxes, you get 500 tips and they're all different sizes. The first thing you want to do is size it before you prep the nail or anything. Size the nails. Now, I do know that they go 0, and as they get a bigger number, they go smaller in size. 0 is too big for me, for my thumb, so I'm going to grab, I think it's the 1 that suits me good for my thumbs. Now, all I'm trying to do here is make sure that when it fits into my nail, that it fits side to side. And this one does, so that means it fits really good. And coincidentally, the cuticle, see how the cuticle shape fits quite nicely? That's generally why, I'm a sculpting person. I love sculpting acrylic and gel and easy gel. But tips, you want to make them as simple as possible. So you don't want to really reshape them too much. So this fits my thumb like a glove. Doesn't fit the other ones as well, but the thumb shape is perfect. It's beautiful. Let me just grab the bigger one to show you. If you have it too big, you don't look good. And I'll show you it's too small. This is a 0. And see when I put it in there, see how it's just kind of pushing my cuticles at the base, too square? And you see how when I push it down gently, see how it's kind of like, it's borderline. I could almost use this one, but it's just going over top of this side too far. See that? And then this side is a little too far down. You can see it going over my skin. That's not going to work for me as well. So let's take a look at the one that's too small. Okay, so when I put this one over top, fits in the cuticle nicely. But if I go sideways, you see how there's a little gap there? We don't want that at all. And then if I look on this way, it pretty much almost fits that side there, but we want it almost a little bit bigger than a little bit smaller. We don't want it too small. So it's going to be a 1 for me. That's going to fit quite nice. Okay, so now we're happy with the size tip we got. And just give a little, take your sanding sponge. Now, if you have an E-file, then you can certainly use that. If you don't have an E-file, just grab your sanding sponge and just give it a nice circle motion and just buff it up on the inside. Okay, so when you're sanding it, here's a little something you want to remember. You do want the product to be able to adhere all the way from when you're in the light, from the top into the nail. So when you're buffing the tip, buff it the same length as your natural nail. So from the cuticle to about there, you want it buffed. And that's when we want to bring our glitter to in about here. Okay, so this is the point where I'm going to bring in some glitter. To me, that's going to add a lot of excitement and fun. I just love it. And different types of glitters you can pick and different designs will give you all sorts of different looks. I've got a bunch of glitters I am about ready to launch, and I want to show you the different looks and ideas that you can get with the different types of glitters. Okay, take a look at this one. Now, cameraman, I know you're working over there and paying attention to all your little bells and whistles, but pay attention because you're going to have to help me decide which color to use.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so pretty. Okay, look at this one. This one's really cool too.
That's, wow.
It's got like coppers and the Susie color and silver and gold.
Wow.
I actually really like it.
Amazing look when it sparkles and moves.
Mm-hmm. And of course, this one here. Look at these beauties. And of course, that's what I have on here, right?
Wow.
I just couldn't resist. I had to get it.
They all just dazzle.
I know. I have a theme too. Apparently, I like the circles, right? Mm-hmm. But I did break the theme here a little. I don't know if you can see these little guys here. They're pretty special. Let me see if I can just show you an individual. Do you see them? Each one has a different facet, like a diamond, right? I absolutely love that.
All right, 3D.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to pick this one because I want to do a separate video with this one. So that's off limits, cameraman. Don't pick that one.
Fair enough.
I really, really like that one. And I have it in different colors. I get caught up in glitter. Okay, and then there's this guy. This one's really pretty too. It's like a winter scene or a fairy. Like, I would add this to some glitters.
Be good for a wedding, I think.
What's that?
Be good for a wedding.
Yes. Very good, Karen. Okay, so what do you think, Karen? Now we can do the same one on my thumb, or we can pick a new one. What do you think?
Well, I immediately was drawn to the blue.
This one here?
Yep,
Okay. Want to do that one?
I do.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of, the ocean.
The ocean.
Yep. I'm pretty predictable, hey.
But this one looks like gold bits. Well, there's no gold bits in the ocean. There's no copper in the ocean. So
Well, there is
this one's just cool.
Near the Florida Keys where there's Spanish shipwrecks.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Some areas of the Caribbean.
Okay. Well, let's do the blue, and I can't wait to do a video with that one. I got them in several different shades too. I do like this one as an additive, but I don't want to take away, so we're not going to use this one today. I'll save that for another one. Okay, so let's do this one that Karen likes. Look at the mess I've made now. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, we might want to clean that up.
That's the thing with glitter. Okay, give me a second. So with press-on tips, there's two ways you can do this. You can put the glitter on top, or you can put the glitter underneath. On top, you will be able to feel it a little bit. It can have a little bit of a texture. You just put a couple of top coats on it, might help so you don't feel it so much. But if you put it underneath, it's your press-on tip is on the top, right? So it's quite easy to do. So I will get a top coat. I want to do the top coat first. Get your top coat. And I'm just going to place it where I want the glitter to go. And I do want that kind of a C shape. And I don't want it just kind of like straight. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to take another tip and I'm just going to pour it in the whole thing. Okay. And of course, the bits are only going to stick to the part that you put the top coat down. So I'm going to roll it from side to side though, so that I make sure that I get those in there. Then I'm going to roll it over this way and then I'm going to tap it off. Make sure all the little glitter bits get out. Okay. So once you get it where you want, now I will take this and I'll put it into my lamp and I'll cure the glitter right in there for a full 60 seconds. Okay, so that tip that we just did is our nail and the design. So now we want to adhere it to our natural nail. So let's prep this natural nail and get it ready for the press on. I'm just going to use my medium file and I'm going to just buff up this natural nail ever so gently. If you have any natural nail that's long, I generally remove it when I'm doing a press-on tip because press-on tips are not going to fit your natural nail. So if it's a long natural nail, I would shorten it because the two of them are not going to really match up. Highly unlikely. So just shorten it just so it doesn't get in your way and it doesn't have this weird little gap in between. Okay, that's pretty happy. You just take your little duster and we'll just gently dust off any excess dust. Okay, so here's your secrets to making sure this does not pop off when you're out and about. That would be embarrassing. So we want to use an excellent product called Bridge. Bridge is an excellent adhesion. It's fantastic. It's also great if you're experiencing any gel polish chipping. Put it underneath your gel polish. It helps make it stick way better. Here's the trick for when you're applying Bridge, just to optimize that adhesion. Don't put too much on your brush. You just want to put a nice thin layer. It's not thick like gel polish, it's thinner. So you just want to massage it into the nail, making sure you get all the little nooks and crannies of that natural nail. Just to kind of like do it in like little circles. Just massage it into the nail. Make sure you cover the nail, and then you want to cure it for 60 seconds. Now we want to adhere our press-on tip to our natural nail. So we're going to use Easy Gel, and there's clear and there's pink in my particular kit. I'm going to use pink today. I really like the pink tint. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to grab my hybrid gel brush. Now the reason why you can't use an acrylic brush or a gel brush with that is because hybrid gel is like a little bit stronger, like a paste. So it needs some pressure behind it. And you have to have bristles that are strong enough and not long, flowy ones. You want a little bit shorter and they're a bit stronger bristles. So the hybrid gel brush is a must when you're working with hybrid gel. My brand is called Easy Gel. So then I'm going to scoop out a little bit of the easy gel. Enough pink that I think is going to go, and that might not be enough, but this is what makes it easy is don't put this blob on your thumbnail. Don't do that right away. It's too hard to really guesstimate how much you're going to need. It might squirt out the side. So it's better to take that blob and put it right directly onto the tip. I mean, it's designed to be easy, so we want to make sure it's easy as possible. Okay, now I've got my little dapping dish. I do have a lid with it. And this is full of alcohol. This alcohol is going to help, when you get it on your brush, spread the product around quite easily. I've got my little blue pads. You do want a lint-free pad because you can get hairs everywhere and it's really quite annoying, especially when you're working with gel. Okay, so I'm going to dip a little bit into the alcohol, and then I'm going to just tap off on my little pad, just a little to get rid of the excess. Then I'm flattening the product and I'm pushing it. See that left-hand side? I'm going to push it right to that side, make sure it gets there, but it's very, very thin. Then I'm going to push, make sure it's very, very thin to the right-hand side. Now this is still a guessing game because when you press it on, you do want it to go up to the glitter, but we don't need it to go too far past because we want to make sure that's going to be able to cure all the way through when you put it under the light. So just bring it up a little bit because we don't want that gap. I think I'm going to bring a thin layer till I know that it's all the way up. And I'll leave the bulk. You can see the density of the color is in here so that it'll push itself when it goes against the nail. Here we go, and we're feathering that right into the, so it meets the glitter. So one thing I do want to say, when I was first playing around with tips, I would always make the mistake. I felt like I had to press too hard, and you don't. You really are just laying it right on top and fitting into the position and make sure it's snug. You don't have to press super hard. That's where I was making all my mistakes. Okay, so this can take a few times to get because even though these products are easier than doing the actual sculpting and taking, months to learn how to do that. These are easier. You still need some skills to be able to make sure that you're doing it right. And you are guessing how much product goes in there. So let's see if we guess right. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. I've got my tip all ready to go. I'm just going to gently place it right at the cuticle. I'm just going to gently press it down. It is really such a gentle press. We just want to make sure that it is contacting the surface of the natural nail bed and not leaving any holes there and squirting all bunch of crap out the sides. That's what we don't want. Okay, so I'm just going to gently press. It's looking good, right? We've reached the side point. We've got that side. I'm just going to give it a little press near the cuticle. Now what I really want to do is make sure that it is attached straight. It's very easy to make it a little bit crooked, especially when you're holding it. You can't really see it, right? So I'm just making sure that it's straight. It's a little bit crooked. So I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit. I think I'm happy with that. I'm just going to give it one gentle press down, especially near the cuticle. I don't want any gaps between my nail and the product and the tip. I don't want any gaps in there. So I'm just going to gently press. I am happy with that, and I'm going to give it a good nuke. I need 60 seconds. Okay, so now let's get rid of these little guys. Now, we just need to buff it up a little bit and top coat it, and you can leave it just like that. But let's get a look at it and make sure that we've got all of our cuticles and our free edge exactly the way we want it. Okay, I'm just going to file the side. I do like to just maybe give it a tiny little bit of a taper on the inside there, making sure the cuticles are happy. And I'll also make sure, sometimes the tips when they're made, they have these little rough edge right in the center point there. You just want to give it a nice smooth finish just to make sure it's really smooth. And then I will do that with my fine file. I'll just make sure that I make it extra smooth so it doesn't catch on anything. And I'll go over the sides once again. And I'm just going to double check that cuticle. Just going to go all the way around. Make sure that cuticle was nice and happy there. It's looking pretty good. Okay, then I will go over the whole nail with my sanding sponge. And that's so the top coat can really absorb into there. Okay, so let's get rid of some dust. Now here's something else that you can do. I like to get really picky. I do like it on the underside. You can clean it with a little bit of alcohol if you want. And you're going to put the top coat on. Just make sure you let the alcohol completely dry before you put the top coat on. So if we put our reveal top coat on, look what it does with the color. Just makes it pop. Good choice, Caraman. I love it. I'd like to see the whole thing done like that, actually.
Yeah, it looks really great.
It is pretty, but I want more. So I'm going to take some more glitters. So this is what you can do if you want to do it this way. You can do it the same way we did, except on the top side. So because you're really guessing, and you want to be careful you're not making sure you have too much product on top before you're curing what the adhesive that you need, in this case the Easy Gel, to the natural nail, we want a little bit more coverage for the gel. Because see how the see-through like that? See how I can just see through a little bit like that? That's not my favorite look, and it's okay, but it's not my favorite. So if I want to get picky, I can add a bit more, and that's what I'm going to do. If you just add a few, you won't feel it so much. Like if you add a bunch, you'll feel it more. So just adding a few more pieces just gives it a little bit more of a custom look. Okay, I'm going to nuke that. Okay, I'm going to secure those last little tiny bits there with one layer of top coat. Okay, and then we'll just give that one more cure. Ooh, we haven't done reveal shots for a bit, have we? Because we did some shaping videos. I think it's time for reveal. This is my new glitter, New Year's in New York. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a little drop of oil. It's always a fantastic finishing touch, and it gets right into all the little cracks. Nice. Well, I think we have a problem, Caraman.
A problem?
Mm-hmm. See, this is what happens. I don't know if you do this, but when I go buy shoes, I find a shoe that I really, really like, or a sweater, and I'll buy it in all sorts of colors. I have the same problem with glitter. So I want to see now the full set in this design. I know I did this one, which is really pretty, isn't it?
Oh, it is very nice, yeah.
But I want to see it in this now.
That's a little more cool.
Oh, you're just saying that because you picked it.
Well, it is better, obviously.
I don't know. That's pretty special, too.
That's like for a party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more cool.
But this is pretty.
You're going to wear this down by the pool.
When are we going to the pool? Oh, look at it. Goes with this. This is a hollow taco color.
Oh, good match. I like it.
That is gorgeous. I really want to see the full set now. I'm going to have to do it.
Probably.
Maybe the next video?
No, we can't wait till then.
No. I had to see what this glitter looked like, called Modern Luxe. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you find a nice, easy way to put glitter on your press-on tips.